Unbalanced development in urban and rural areas has long been an issue in China, and the income gap has been particularly apparent in the last few decades when the reform and opening up policy was much more successfully implemented in cities than in the countryside. With more than 2/3 of the population living in rural areas, the income disparity is seen as a major obstacle for China to overcome. Our reporter Xu Zhaoqun recently went to the city of Chengdu, which was selected to try balancing urban and rural development, and he saw how people there are bridging the urban-rural gap.
Deng Dengjie has won many awards in his more than 20 years as a teacher. One of them is National Excellent Teacher. He's a teacher in the No. 7 middle school, the best in Chengdu. And now he teaches on a temporary basis at Sansheng Town School in the Chengdu suburb, where 90% of the pupils are farmers' children.
This is part of an exchange program of teaching staff. I will stay here with these boys and girls for 3 years until they finish compulsory education.
In this program, the best teachers from No. 7 school are sent to teach in Sansheng School for 3 years, and teachers from Sansheng School are receiving training at No. 7 school. Local students are very happy with the program.
I could never have dreamed that I would one day study in No. 7 school, and this is such a good school. But we are lucky to have Mr. Deng. I feel that my dream has come true.
The senior citizens in Sansheng Town are also lucky, as a pension scheme benefits everyone reaching 60.
We pay for every resident's insurance as well as pension. We are not able to buy expensive insurance like the people in the city, but at least farmers now have social security. This is a good start.
Sansheng Town is famous for its fresh flowers. Orchards like these are sold in Chengdu for 50 to 60 yuan each. The booming flower industry is also attracting university graduates from the big cities.
My hometown is in the north, but Sansheng is much better for my career.
The town has also been developed as a sort of weekend retreat for urban residents, so the farmers can have more opportunity to interact with their urban counterparts.
Fresh air, tasty food. It's a pleasure to spend the weekend in the countryside.
Sansheng is one of the best towns in the suburb of Chengdu. But despite the municipality's efforts to balance its urban-rural development, the annual income of urban citizens is still twice that of the farmers.
The urban-rural gap is not simply a matter of income. The gap concerns many aspects. It would be dangerous to ignore them. We have done a little to improve the situation, but we know it will be a time-consuming job.
China has been trying to bridge the economic gap between the urban and rural areas for decades, a chase which continues to be an obstacle on the way to the country's modernization. Chengdu has been successful in its effort to narrow the gap so far, helping to provide an example for the rest of the country. However, we can't expect the economic gap to be corrected overnight, and narrowing the great divide between the modernized areas and underdeveloped regions remains a challenge for the entire nation. But Chengdu's story indicates the mission is not impossible. Mr. Qin, who I interviewed for this story, told me that future progress would require more than money. He also said that people must also transform their thinking to provide substantial help for the country's farmers. Xu Zhaoqun reporting at suburb of Chengdu, Sichuan Province.